Good morning, everybody. This is Vance Williams out of Seattle, Washington. Welcome to my morning Forex trading show. It's Wednesday, November 26th. This is the last show this week due to the big Thanksgiving Day holiday tomorrow. Just real quickly, if you're looking at my screen, when you do click on the video player, make sure you click Be Part of the Conversation right here. And when you do that, it'll give you access to links here on the right. So you can follow me on Twitter, get a notice a few minutes before the show begins on your phone or email, whichever you like. And then also you can go to my Forex Art of War page, and let me just show you what you can do there. You can actually download my free books, 8 Things They Don't Tell Forex Traders. Really good to know about why there's so much failure. And also I'll give you a good foundation building book called The First Battle. If you're interested in my training program, we haven't opened that up for a while, but you can see the training options right here. We got 3 new packages. Feel free to email me, Vance at Forex Art of War, to ask me any questions about that. All right, let's get out of there and get to current price movement. Well, before we talk about price, I want to talk a little bit about fundamentals and remind everybody that what I do on this show is for your educational purposes only. So keep that in mind. The fundamentals today, in fundamentals, I should say, the most important thing I could say is that medium-term trades, that's, targeting, depreciation of the euro, for example, maybe the next leg down to 122.50 area. These medium-term trades are driven by fundamentals. And if the fundamentals are not there, when it comes to selling the euro and the pound, you don't want to do it for medium-term trades, I don't think. The reason why we're not ready for that is, first of all, we had the central banks last week kind of talking up the euro and the pound. And also we're right in the middle of, we're right at the beginning of what is the big Thanksgiving holiday here in the U.S. People are not going to be thinking much about currency trading. They're going to be thinking about family and Black Friday and, and pumpkin pie, So the logic that moves the major players when it comes to medium-term trades is fundamental. So always make sure you have that in place. I'm always telling our members that. So when we're looking for the next leg down on the euro, for example, say to 122.50, we need the fundamentals in place. A couple of major banks are trading the range on the euro. Just to give you an idea what that looks like, I'll pull up my chart. One of the major banks sold at about 124.70 right up here, and then another one has an order in for right around 125.00. But they're listed as short-term trades, so my guess is that they're just trading moves from here down to about here, maybe the top third to the bottom third of what this range right in here, from 2,500 down to 2,400, basically that 100 pip range. So I just want to repeat, if you're going to trade a depreciating euro sentiment, you need the fundamentals in place to get a decent profit. Otherwise, let's say, for example, right now you were thinking about, well, I want to get that next leg down on the euro, to 122.50. You'd have to keep your stop up pretty high. I mean, the central banks could come out and decide to talk this up even more. So, what happens is you end up with your stop up really high, which, lowers the number of contracts you can trade, and it basically increases your risk and makes profit making very small. So that's part of it too, is, you can trade this, you can put a stop 300 pips up there and aim for, 115, but you're going to be in a trade for a very, very long time for a small amount of profit. So keep that in mind. That's kind of a good point to make. One interesting thing in the news, the Dutch central bank moved about $4 billion in gold out of the United States. Other central banks around the world have been bringing their gold home, a few central banks at least. And the Dutch put gold in 4 different locations. It seems that storing gold in the U.S. was probably a policy left over from the Cold War era. They're still leaving 31% in New York, and they're bringing about 31% back home, and they have a couple of other chunks of that in a couple of different locations. Seems like they're just doing some risk management there to me. I know a lot of people will read into that and go, "Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world coming." But I don't really see any value in that. Plan plan for the best and prepare for the worst. And in terms of global doom, there's only so much you can do. This morning, we still have some important data, high impact data coming out of the United States at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's in about an hour, followed by some more data at 10 a.m. Eastern. I believe that's about home sales at 10. So keep your eye on that. The rule of thumb is that routine high impact data, these are things outside of ADP or non-farm, or maybe even something everybody's anticipating from the Fed. But routine high impact data will not change a current trend. It might move price around, and sometimes does, but it usually won't change a trend. On major bank trades, there isn't much activity. As I said, two of the top earning banks have sell orders on the euro. One of them triggered, one of them is still pending. Most of the major banks seem content to take a little less risk right now with the holiday week. That's me reading into it. Also, I want to say that the information I get about the major bank trades, I can't validate that that information is true. I believe that it is based on what I've been seeing. So keep that in mind. Let's see today's price. Let's pop over the pound real quick. The pound has been on the move. Okay, so you can see the pound. There's a really important level here. Let me zoom out just a little bit more. You see, boom, boom, boom. Really important level here at 57.34. The pound went through that this morning. And because it did, there were probably some entry buy orders up in here, along with some stop orders that were, kind of secured in a safe position above this 57.34 level. So there was probably some buy entry orders and some stops. If you think about, traders who have been, let's go to a 4-hour chart. See this big long trend down. There were probably some stops above that important level. And so let me zoom back in, get over here. So again, there would have been stops in here and maybe some buy entry orders, but that's the reason why you get such a strong move here. It's stops and entries getting hit. It isn't necessarily just a bunch of people all of a sudden buying. So if you're in a sell and your stop is hit, that's a buy contract driving price up. So just want to be clear about that. Let's zoom in here a little bit. In terms of what we look for, and I'm going to drop down to the 5-minute chart so we can see the behavior. I look at this because I look for this behavior of push, pullback, second push, and then there hasn't been a pullback of 38.2 or more at this point in this current move, which this strength of this wave is about 46 pips, which is pretty strong. Since probably some of this is entry orders and stops, we might get actually a pullback a little bit farther than 38.2 on this one. But this is something that our traders look for. Now, if you don't know how to draw new wave fibs, which is a technique that I developed, you can go to my website. I'm gonna show you that real quick because this is a free class you can take. Let me need to go back. Let me see if I can go back to the main page. Let's see, Forex. I just want to show you where you can get that real quick since we're wrapping up for the week. Like the servers need to be reset. Right down here on my front page, forexartofwar.com, right here, this Master the Fibonacci tool. This is one of the most valuable classes you'll ever take. And the reason why is because I give you the exact rules you need to draw these new wave fibs. And when you know how to draw these correctly, you can tell where a real edge is for the buyers or sellers and how strong that is. So in this case, using this technique, you can see that this is a new wave of strength that's 46 pips in strength. So it's really powerful technique. And so some of our traders will be looking for a pullback in a trade here. Again, please don't take trades if you don't know the full skills. You need to know how to read probabilities. You need to know how to manage your risk, and you need to train yourself to execute well. Otherwise, you won't make money. So don't just trade purely on the basis of what you hear me say. But some of our traders will be looking for an entry right in here this morning. Euro, The euro, the euros just seems kind of content to kind of stay in this middle area here, in this 100 pip range between 2,500 and 2,400. I think we're probably stuck there for the holiday. We'll see. But if you want to look for a trade, look for a move above 24.83. But keep in mind, there's going to be, we know one of the major banks all by themselves has a sell order at 2,500. So we know in the 2,500 area, just a little bit above there, there's some sell orders. So it comes through here with some strength. It'd be a good idea to wait for a little bit better price for your entry point. Let's see. Last thing, just forex.war.com. Remember, you can get these free books. Just name an email. I might send out an email once a week or so you're not going to get hit with a lot of spam or anything, and you can unsubscribe anytime you want. I get about 300 emails a day, spam. I can't even unsubscribe, so I really don't like that. Again, if you want to follow my show, you need to follow me on Twitter, and you can do that on the top right. And also, if you have any questions about trading, look at all those packages and send me an email if you have a question. Going back to the charts, see if I have anything to add. Not really right now. For our members, I'll see you guys in our live trading room for our last live room at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Everyone else, have a great day or night, depending on where you are. And all of you here in the United States and those celebrating abroad, have a wonderful holiday with your family. I'll see you guys back here for a new show on Monday. Thank you.